Picture this, a cozy mountain cabin, a weekend getaway. Sounds perfect, right? The allure of a serene escape from the hustle and bustle, nestled amidst the stunning panorama of snow-capped peaks and lush pine forests, is hard to resist. Our story begins with a couple, let's call them Jack and Jill, who were drawn to this idyllic setting for a weekend retreat. Jack and Jill, like many of us, were seeking a break from their mundane routines, a chance to reconnect with nature and each other. They had meticulously planned their trip, poring over online listings for the perfect mountain cabin. Their search led them to a quaint, rustic cabin, nestled in the heart of the mountains, promising tranquility and privacy. The photos showcased a charming wooden abode, complete with a roaring fireplace and stunning mountain views. It was, in their eyes, the epitome of a perfect weekend retreat. Upon arrival, the cabin lived up to its online promise. The air was crisp, the views breathtaking, and the cabin was as charming as the pictures portrayed. They settled in, relishing the isolation and tranquility. Everything seemed perfect, a dream come true. But as darkness fell, the dream started to crumble. The first sign of trouble came in the form of strange noises. At first, they dismissed them as the natural sounds of an old cabin, the creaking of wooden beams, perhaps the rustling of nocturnal creatures in the attic. But as the night wore on, the noises grew more frequent, more insistent, and decidedly less natural. The sounds seemed to be coming from the attic, a space they hadn't thought to explore. Driven by curiosity and a growing sense of unease, they decided to investigate. The attic was musty and filled with decades-old trinkets and furniture, a testament to the cabin's long history. But amidst the dust and cobwebs, they found something that didn't belong, a modern, sleek device, incongruously placed in the old attic. It was a hidden camera, aimed directly at their living space, recording their every move. The realization hit them like a punch to the gut. Their dream retreat had transformed into a living nightmare. Their privacy had been violated in the most intrusive way possible. The charming cabin was no longer a sanctuary, but a stage for an unseen observer. Every moment they had spent in the cabin, every intimate conversation, every private moment had been captured, watched, and possibly even broadcasted. In the end, their weekend getaway, the cozy mountain cabin, the perfect retreat, had become a chilling tale of invasion and voyeurism. The tranquility they sought was shattered, replaced with a cold dread that lingered long after they left the cabin. They had come seeking a refuge from the world, only to find themselves exposed in the most vulnerable way. And that peaceful mountain retreat, it became their worst nightmare. The mountains, once a symbol of serenity and escape, now echoed with the sinister whispers of their ordeal. The cabin, once a symbol of comfort and seclusion, was now a chilling reminder of the unseen dangers lurking in the most unexpected places. Their story serves as a stark reminder that not all that glitters is gold, and the perfect getaway can sometimes hide the perfect horror. Now imagine you're on a business trip, tired and just wanting a comfortable place to rest. Picture this. You're a business traveler, constantly jetting between cities, always on the move. You've just touched down in a bustling, energetic metropolis, the kind that never sleeps. The city's heartbeat thrums in your veins, its vibrant energy a stark contrast to the exhaustion weighing heavy on your shoulders. You've rented an apartment through Airbnb, a homely oasis nestled in the heart of the city. It's a charming space filled with warm, welcoming energy, and it seems like the perfect place to unwind after a long day of meetings and presentations. The first day goes without a hitch. You return to the apartment after a grueling day, your mind buzzing with the day's events. The apartment is as you left it, your belongings untouched. You fall into a deep sleep, lulled by the distant hum of the city. The next day you head out for another round of meetings, leaving your personal items behind in the apartment. The day is long and arduous, and by the time you return, you're barely able to keep your eyes open. But as you step into the apartment, something feels off. Your suitcase is open, its contents strewn across the room. Your laptop is missing, along with your wallet and your passport. A cold dread seizes you as you realize that you've been robbed. Your heart pounds in your chest as you scramble to contact the local authorities, but the horror doesn't stop there. As you're reporting the theft to the police, you receive a notification from your bank. There have been several transactions made on your credit card, all in the past few hours. The thief has been busy, and you're left to deal with the fallout. In the midst of this chaos, a realization dawns on you, chilling you to the bone. The only other person who had access to your apartment was your Airbnb host. Could they be the thief? Your mind races as you remember how they had insisted on having a spare key, how they knew exactly when you'd be out for your meetings. It all starts to add up, and the realization hits you like a punch to the gut. Your host had been stealing from you, exploiting your trust and leaving you in a foreign city with no belongings and a compromised bank account. You're left in a state of shock, feeling violated and betrayed. What was supposed to be a simple business trip has quickly turned into a horrifying nightmare. You scramble to cancel your cards, report your stolen passport, and find a new place to stay. All the while, you can't help but feel a sense of dread, a lingering fear that your host is still out there, possibly preying on other unsuspecting guests. You vow to be more cautious in the future, to scrutinize every detail before booking a place to stay. But the damage has been done, and the experience has left a bitter taste in your mouth. In the end, you manage to sort out the mess, but the memory of the ordeal haunts you. Every business trip you embark on from then on is tinged with a sense of unease, a constant reminder of the time your trust was exploited in the worst way possible. That business trip quickly turned into a horrifying experience. Finally, envision a serene forest bungalow, far from the city's chaos. Picture a charming hideaway tucked away in nature's bosom, where the air is crisp and the silence is broken only by the whispering of the wind through the trees. A family sought this tranquil retreat, eager to escape the city's relentless pace and unwind in the soothing ambiance of the forest. Their vacation began as expected, filled with laughter and shared moments, the bungalow becoming a sanctuary of peace and relaxation. But as the days passed, an undercurrent of unease began to seep into their idyllic retreat. Small, inconspicuous signs that something was amiss. A picture frame slightly askew, an unfamiliar creak in the floorboards, a sense of being watched. The family dismissed these as quirks of an old house, the overactive imagination of city dwellers unaccustomed to the forest's solitude. The unsettling feeling persisted though, and subtle signs of another presence began to multiply. Food disappearing from the pantry, doors left ajar, strange noises echoing in the dead of night. The family couldn't shake off the growing suspicion that they weren't alone in the bungalow. Their sanctuary had become a source of unease, their retreat a place of lingering dread. The chilling truth unveiled itself when they stumbled upon a hidden basement, where they discovered a squatter. This stranger had been living beneath their feet, sharing their living space, moving in the shadows unbeknownst to them. The realization hit them like a cold gust of wind, their safe haven marred by unwelcome intrusion, their vacation memories tainted by the presence of an uninvited guest. The forest bungalow, once a symbol of tranquility, had transformed into a claustrophobic space filled with fear and uncertainty. The family's dream of a peaceful vacation had morphed into a chilling tale of intrusion and violation. Their sought-after respite had become their worst nightmare, their escape from the city's chaos replaced by a different kind of turmoil. The dream vacation turned out to be a waking nightmare. So, what can we take away from these chilling encounters? From our mountain weekend getaway, we learned the importance of researching our rentals thoroughly. It's crucial to not only rely on the listed details, but also dig deeper. Look for reviews, ratings, and any red flags that might suggest a less than ideal experience. Our business trip horror story reminded us to secure our valuables, even in a supposedly safe space. When we're away from home, it's easy to forget that we're not the only ones with access to our temporary lodgings. It's always a good idea to use a safe, if available, or keep your valuable items with you. Lastly, the forest bungalow incident emphasizes the need to be aware of our surroundings, even in a rental. It's easy to let our guard down when we're on vacation, but it's essential to remember that unfamiliar environments can harbor unknown risks. Remember, not all rentals are what they seem. Stay safe, and keep these stories in mind next time you book your stay.